Hey guys, welcome back to the theme park family, and today we are at Alton Towers for Scarefest. We're going to see how the park is dressed up for Halloween and see how brave we are on the theme park horror mazes today and see how well we do. If you like the video, please like it, it'll really help us out, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on all the other UK theme park stuff we've got going on in Halloween. We've got Lego Art videos, Chester videos, and we're back here tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all that stuff, because we've got 2 days here. It's also the last weekend the park's going to be open before fireworks, so we're really excited to just get on as much as we can. So I think first we're going to head to 13. I like going there first. You know, you can often get on that before it gets a bit busier. Most people seem to go to Forbidden Valley or X Sector first, so let's go straight to the back. If you've been to Alton Towers Scarefest, please put in the comments below about your experience. I love replying to all of your comments and hearing about your adventures, so please do. That'd be great to hear. It's so hard to film 13, but I managed to get a few bits in the trees, didn't I? Said it was a 45-minute wait, and it was a 45-minute wait. Amazing. The queue sideboard was right. And the operations in that station were great. Running 3 trains, flying them through. And 13 was a lovely ride. It's a great family attraction. The kids loved it. We just had a great time on it. It's really nice. But before 13, I ran on the Smiler single rider queue. Now, if you're going to try and get on a big ride on a single rider queue, try and go for that first half hour, you know, between 10 and half 10, because most people, when they come here for the day, they want to go on the first ride together, and then later on they start to think, oh, let's try single rider, see if that's quicker, and it isn't always. But if you try and find a big attraction like the Smiler first thing, get on a single rider. I think I only waited 15 minutes and the queue was an hour, so definitely save time there, and it was great. You know, I love the Smiler. Sometimes it's a bit battly, but I still enjoy it either way. But it wasn't today. It was running so well. I had an awesome time. So now, if you look over here, we're in Family Halloween Town part. So we're going to go on the Trick or Treat Halloween maze, which my son always loves, and see how many sweets we're going to get and see if anything's changed. I don't think it will have done. It doesn't normally, but it's always great to do. Woo! Haribo! So we just went trick-or-treating and it was great fun, and all the adults got a bag as well, and we got loads of sweets. I don't remember getting that many before, but it's such a good one, you know. I mean, for children aged what, 6 and above, it's great just to be able to go around, knock on the doors, and it's really, you know, a fun experience. Not intense, not scary. We just had great fun the whole way around, and the actors in there were brilliant. They did such a good job. So I know it's kind of the last weekend of Scarefest, but if you're going to come next year, I'm hoping that this stays, because it's a really good addition. I really enjoy doing it every year. Now we're going to head over to David Walliams' world, see what's going on over there. David Walliams' land is all right, you know, especially if you've got kids. I definitely recommend coming here in the morning. In the afternoon, especially the Gangster Granny ride, it can get really busy, and it's not really worth waiting longer than half an hour, I'd say. But try and get here before lunch. You know, 13 first, Vito if you're, you know, tall enough and want to go on it, and then over here, and then before lunchtime, you've got this back part of the park done. And then this will often get busier later on in the afternoon, so then you can kind of go to where the crowds are dispersing. But yeah, a lot of people kind of miss it out. I like it, especially if you've got younger children. Time for Hex. Let's see how good this is today. Hex was great. I absolutely love Hex. It's turned into a right Alton Towers classic, hasn't it? And it still amazes me how many people seem to be on it for the first time, and their reactions are priceless. I absolutely love it. I'm lucky enough, you know, to have been on quite a few Become a Madhouse attractions like that. And for me, Hex is right up there with the best. I absolutely love it. I think it's immersive, the music's great. I just think it's awesome. Right, now, I'm going to try and do all 3 scare mazes here at Alton Towers on my own. That is going to be terrifying, I'm sure, but we're going to see if I can do it. The first one, I'm going on the Altonville Mine Tours, I think it's called. Now, this is an older horror maze. It's been here a few years, but I've never done it, so I'm very excited to go on it and see what it's all about. So stay tuned for the reviews of me going on all 3 horror mazes. Right, this is freaky, I'm not gonna lie. That was so good. I loved it. It was amazing. The theming and the detail in there is ace, and what a great storyline as well. You know, you're looking for these 5 people that have been lost in a mine, taken by these skin snatchers, and they're crying for help as you go around, and then at the end you finally see the people who have taken them. It's just awesome storytelling and an awesome experience. I was loving it. It was ace, and I didn't wait much for it either. I think you got to do these things earlier on, they get much busier later. Now we're going to try the new one. I think it's called Edge of the Forest or something, but it's new for this year, so if that's what the old maze is like, I can't wait to see what the new one's like. So this is what I mean. Do the horror mazes as early as you can, and then you get to go more rides in the dark as well. It's win-win. Here we go again. We're not allowed to film in any of the mazes, which is a shame, but I mean that's kind of good in a way, because I think you need to come here and experience it for yourself. You know, they're absolutely great. That was so cool. That was so well done. I mean, if you don't want to hear about it, then skip forwards, but the way you're just going round, I honestly was disorientated. I didn't know if I was going around in a circle or going through the journey, but it was just awesome. And then, you know, in terms of intensity, I reckon the Altonville Mine Tours for me was more intense with more scares, but that was just so cool. I mean, the way it was done really impressed me. So now we're going to go over to Compound, which I did last year, and it was intense. So I'm hoping it's just as intense this year. So now I'm just trekking over to the other side of the park to do Compound. The other 2 mazes are quite close together. You know, the Altonville Mine Tours is in the tower, sorry. And then the Edge of the Forest is just behind 13. And then this one's right the other side. But those 2 are great. I mean, they really, really were. The level of theming on these horror mazes here at Alton Towers is just exceptional. They are so well done. And I used to like the Pumpkinhead rating. I don't know if you can remember that, but 5 pumpkin heads meant it was the most extreme, and then went like 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1 was like for the younger children. So for me, you know, to bring back the retro system, Altonville Mine Tours was 5 pumpkin heads, definitely. I'd say Edge of the Forest was probably 4. You know, it wasn't quite as intense, but it was just so well done. It was really good. I have a feeling Compound's going to be 5. Let's find out. Just got off Compound. That was cool. It was so ace. It was a bit less story for me, you know, but more intensity, and the theming is still just exquisite. It's so good. In case you're wondering why I'm not wearing my hat, it's because one time the actors took it off and went off with it. I had to go get it back at the end. I couldn't be dealing with it, so I just took my hat off and went on it. But seriously, they were all awesome. I definitely recommend all of them. Hat's back on. So, please subscribe, because we're back here again tomorrow, and it'll be great to see, you know, what else the park has to offer. Tomorrow is the very last day of Scarefest, so we're going to make the most of it. Also, stay tuned, because later on we're going to be reviewing the scare zones. There's 2 of them this year. There's burial grounds right here near Wickerman, and there's another dark woods or something, dark forest near 13. They're not open yet. They open at 5 o'clock, so they'll be later on in the video. For me, Altonville Mine Tours was awesome. That's probably my favourite. Then I can't decide between the other 2. They were just so different. Compound was much more like your intense scares, whereas Edge of the Forest was just so cool the way it was done. So I can't really decide. Compound for me was much more intense last year, but the way you all split up on your own and you go off and do your own different things, I think that's just the nature of the scare maze, isn't it? That sometimes you'll be given a route which might be more intense than another. I was told to go into a room and crawl through this pipe air vent thing and then came out somewhere else. It was very cool, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. But Oliver managed for me just pitched them to the top. Right, now we haven't explored this side of the park yet, so I'm hoping to see what's going on. So you can see the rapids closed for the winter. I know I've said it before, but they should be open. You know, it's a lovely mild day and they always used to be open for Scarefest and in half term in October. I think they should be open. Give the families more of an offering, you know. Also, just a little note to say that for an extra £15 you can buy a fast track for all the horror mazes. I've just walked on them all and it's 3 o'clock. So the first 2 hours of them being open, you really don't need to do that, in my opinion. You can just get on them and save yourself 15 quid each. I mean, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? You know, 15, maybe it's worth it when it's later on in the night and everything's heaving, but just get on them early. And now you've got the rest of the day to enjoy the park and get on all the rides in the night time. That's what I want to do.
We have like
I know I've said it many times before, but I love that haunted house. I think it's great. There was a few effects not working today though, which was a bit of a shame, but it's definitely worth doing. I mean, it just impresses me just how dark it is in terms of like a theme and everything, you know, because some of the haunted houses nowadays, they're not that scary. I think that one really is, you know, I really, really do. And some of the effects are great on it as well. Don't you just love it when you queue up for a ride and it starts hammering it down just before you get on? So we're all absolutely soaked now, but it was good. And also the train overshot the station, so we managed to get 3 laps on it, so that's good. I like the one-way train. This area looks so cool in the night time, doesn't it? Even though it's raining very heavily. A 5-minute wait, it's just so cold. You know, when you get wet earlier on in the day and now it's just freezing and everyone's just damp and walking around. But it means that the queues aren't that bad. So now I'm going to try and do Subterra, which has only got a 5-minute wait. I don't mind it when it's only got a 5-minute wait. I wouldn't wait 40-50 minutes for it like it was earlier, but 5 minutes, let's go for it. And it's inside and warm. Like Subterra, put it in the comments below whether you like it or not, because it's such a Marmite attraction, isn't it? I enjoy it. If it's like a 5-minute walk and you can just get on it straight away and have a good laugh, I enjoy it. If it's like a 30-40 minute wait, I just feel a bit cheated. But it's one of those where if you've got mates and you haven't been on it before with them, you have to take them on it, because I think seeing people's first reactions on it makes it. But it's another thing to do, isn't it? Like I said, with no wait, I think it's worth it. Oh, definitely. Right, from Spinball Wizard to the burial grounds. Spinball Wizard was good. 4 times, single rider, why not? And we can't film inside, so I'll give my review at the end. That was nice, I like it. Very well themed, very well done. I think the scare zones, for me, feel like little freebies, little taster sessions. Like, if you like a scare zone, then pay for a horror maze. And it's just like a little bit of a snapshot of what you can get. But I thought it was great. I recommend, if you've got kids who are like older and not sure, go on them in the daytime, because in the night time, you know, there's a very atmospheric, a lot of suspense, a lot of hidden things. In the daytime, it just takes away that little bit of element of suspense. So if you're not sure, I think they open at 5 o'clock. Now, to be fair, it's pretty dark at 5 o'clock now anyway. But if you can, try and get on them earlier. Right, it's the end of the day. We're going to try and hit Wicker Man, the last ride. I love Wicker Man in the dark. Wicker Man, 30 minutes. It's been lows all day, so that's good. And now we're in the car park after a crazy day. We enjoyed Wicker Man at the end of the day. It was absolutely awesome. And I love joining the queue at the end of the day, you know, because there's no fast tracks. So you just absolutely fly through that queue. It didn't take us long at all. The ride was awesome. And then we spent ages in the shop and got the last monorail back. And now here we are. So, highlights today for me, absolutely those scare mazes. They were so, so good. And I know the season's past now, but next year, if you haven't done them, then definitely make sure you do. And please make sure you subscribe, because this is only day 1 of our 2-day Alton Towers weekend. So stay tuned for day 2 coming up. We'll be looking at the family entertainment a bit more, looking at Halloween and CBeebies Land, looking at the shows they've got going on, some Bluey construction updates. And I want to get on Nemesis as well before they closes for the winter. So thanks everyone. Please put in the comments below whether you've been to Scarefest. I always love to hear about your adventures and stuff, and replying to your comments and things. It's great to have chats with everybody out there. And remember, please subscribe and like the video. It would really help us out. I'm exhausted. I'm off to sleep. Thanks everyone. See you later.